Hello and welcome to the Aitkin County Soil and Water Conservation District podcast, where we connect people to the district's programs and priorities and make the watershed and its issues come alive. I'm Emil So, the Conservation Corps member serving with the district. Today we're joined by Soil Health and Outreach Specialist Veronica Lundquist, and we have a special guest, the Board of Supervisors Chair Frank Turnock. He'll tell us about his 47 years of service as a board member, how he's seen local conservation change over the years, and how he feels about the future of Aitkin County's environment. If you like what you hear, please consider following our page and visiting our new website at aitkincountyswcd.org. We hope you enjoy the episode.
Perfect. All right. Do you want to start?
Yeah. Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Soil and Water Conservation District podcast. And today we're going to interview Chair of the Board of Supervisors, Frank Turnock, about his experience and what it's been like for you with the Soil and Water District. So thanks for joining us.
Yeah. And I'm Veronica Lundquist. I am the Soil Health and Outreach Specialist here. I'm just here to harass Frank a little bit and ask him some questions too. But do you want to just start and tell us how long you've been on the board?
Well, I came on the board halfway through a term in 1977. So I guess that makes about 47 years on the board. The reason I got on it was the supervisor from my district wanted to run for county commissioner that summer. And he came over and asked if I would fill out his term. And I guess I've been here ever since. And he did win county commissioner, served several terms on it. So
is that next for you, county commissioner?
No. I'm very happy being a soil and water supervisor. And there's other things I'm on, but not going in any higher in government. This is good enough.
Well, we appreciate having you on our board. You have done wonders. I've been with you 2 years now, but can't complain.
No, that's one of the reasons that I've enjoyed staying on the board. We've had such good employees and long-term employees. What Steve, 30 some years for Steve. Our secretary now is 30 years. Yeah, she made 30 years this summer. Janet's only a year or two behind, isn't she?
28 or 29.
Yeah, so hopefully you stay with us as long as they did and enjoy what you're doing.
I love every day of it. Even the days I spend with you.
Oh, thank you.
And you kind of talked about why you got into it with getting just asked to do it, but what was like a deeper motion? Why did you want to get into helping soil and water and helping the land?
I come from a family that has always been involved with community volunteering, on boards, co-op boards, farmers union. So over the years, that's just part of my lifestyle. I'm third generation on the farm I'm on. And we were a dairy farm till 2000. Then I quit milking cows, and two daughters that Darlene and I have were out of college. So the handwriting was on the wall in Aitkin County that you probably weren't going to progress much more in milking cows. It was kind of, well, 5 years ago, the creameries quit picking up milk. So 20 years before that, I either had to modernize a lot or get out, and I got out.
Yeah.
And been a jack of all trades, master of none ever since, and happy to do it. So, but I'm third generation. Daughters will be fourth generation. It'll probably never be a farm again, other than making hay on it.
Sure.
And then the forestry, I've got 365 acres in SFIA forestry program that helps pay for the taxes and insurance on the farm.
Mm-hmm.
And the girls, when they inherit it, will be able to keep on owning the farm as fourth generation.
And so it's not just farming practices that you do, you help out with forestry stuff. You're on the forestry board, or what is it called? The DNR.
I'm on the NRCA, which is the Natural Resource Advisory Committee for the Land Department. And that's totally separate from soil and water, but it's involved with the county and what the forestry practices are.
Mhm.
And sad to say, the land commissioner right now was our employee first, but he abandoned us and went to land department. So he's the head of the land department now. So, which I can't fault him for, because it's another step up in your career.
Mhm.
And so, and he was our first forester as such. And the manager we had at the time, Steve Hughes, was doing forestry, so he had a forestry background, but he had the manager's position, so he didn't step into the forestry part of it.
Yeah.
So, and Aitkin County was one of the first districts in the state to get a forester and really get involved with the forestry program.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
When was that? And when did the forestry start becoming a part of the soil and water conservation districts?
I suppose a couple of years after Steve was here, so he's been gone 2 years already, so that'd be, like 35 years ago.
Okay, interesting.
Give or take a year or two.
So before forestry came into soil and waters, was it mainly just water quality and soil health and farming, or what was it started as?
When I got on the board, most of our projects was working with agriculture,
Okay,
farming in some form.
sure.
And today it's basically, there is still some agricultural involvement, and forestry involvement, but there's a lot of lakeshore, stream bank, buffers. We're in charge of the buffers for the county. AIS, we've been doing that for the county, so our staff has really broadened out what they did compared to when I first got on the board.
Yeah, that kind of goes into our question too, of like how things have changed, and you kind of alluded to that with the strictly agriculture and then kind of bringing in forestry.
And one of the strong points I've always enjoyed of the district is that we always wear a white hat. And that I mean, we don't enforce the rules like zoning does or DNR. We're not out there shutting anybody down. When they get shut down, we're the agency you come to get it fixed right so that it passes all the laws and regulations. So that's always been a good thing. We've always fought to stay away from having regulatory powers at the state level or the county level.
I always like to say we're from the government and we're actually here to help.
That's true. That's true. Another thing that we've kind of taken over is extension used to be very strong in the county and in the state. And right now we're doing you guys are doing a lot of the stuff that the county agent used to do and the home agent. And
with the river and Lakes Fair and all the events.
So,
yeah, a lot more outreach is coming into soil and waters. I've seen that across the state. It's something new that's coming about, and it's really fun to see it expand.
Yep. So, I've enjoyed my 47 years in doing it. I felt that I've been still I'm contributing to the district and the county.
I'd say so.
That was a compliment from you. You better check her temperature.
Okay. Yeah. So you talk about a lot of the different stuff they've been a part of. Is there anything in particular that you'd say you're really proud of having been a part of, or you're really proud of the district in general for doing, and everyone?
I think I'm the proudest that our district has been strong, has been a leader. A new program comes down. Steve, as a manager at the time, would go right along with the board. He might not have funding for it at the time or personnel, but if there's a pilot project coming out there that would help the people in the county, we would jump on it, and have always been leaders in the area for that, and statewide for just being progressive. And I was fortunate to have parents that were progressive on the farm. And I guess it just carried over with me, so I really appreciate the staff and the district going along with it over all the years, so.
Is there a strong example that you remember, like over the past almost 50 years?
I have to think about that one for a while. I think the forestry was one of the big ones because there was no forestry
Yeah.
in any of the other districts, and now we got the State Forestry Association, which has got 17, 18 districts in the Northeast that are involved in it. So we meet every other month, get together, and have speakers, find out what the other districts are doing in forestry, so. And you've been to a few of them meetings, so you know.
Yeah,
They're involved.
Yeah, no, they are.
Yeah,
It's a lot to plan
And you get foresters and supervisors from different counties, because all our counties have different problems and goals.
Yeah.
But they all kind of center around clean water, good environment, managing our resources, so.
And you've been a part of that from both sides too, because as someone on the board of supervisors, you said you have a lot of acres in SFIA.
Yep.
And I know you've talked about that experience as a landowner too, and how it's helped you.
No, it's for us, for my wife and I, it's a good program because we can leave it to the daughters. In Aitkin County, you can pay the taxes and the insurance with just the payment on the SFIA payment every year, so they don't have to generate any other income off of the agricultural land to hang on to it if they decide they want to hang on to it. Once I'm gone, that's their decision.
Yeah.
So.
Very cool. I guess one thing that I thought of too that we're on the cutting edge of is the seeding drone. That's something new that not many soil and waters
I think
have.
we were one of the first districts, if not the first district in the state to
And
jump into that, and there was a grant out there to
Yeah.
buy the first one.
Yep.
That's the kind of stuff that Aitkin County Soil and Water District and the employees have always been willing to try, and
goes back to you guys too, trusting us with our crazy ideas.
well, now you came up with the one for seeding and that the big one.
Yeah.
So that I don't know if any other district had that one in the
I
state.
don't think so.
And there's a lot of interest in that.
Yep. Just gotta get it out in the air.
Yeah. Have you seen a big difference also with how much kind of funding and opportunities there are to expand going into the district over the last?
I mean,
since you
most certainly, because when I started, I can't remember what we had for a budget, but it wasn't much over 20,000 a year from the state and the county. And now what are we at? $1 million?
Something like that.
Yeah, no, there's money now. Over the years, I can remember one year back, and I think it was the 80s or 90s, that the governor reapportioned some of our money, and the staff took a day a week off and stayed with us. Supervisors did meetings without per diem or mileage and kept the district going, and most of the districts in the state did that. So
that was in the 2000s, right?
was it?
I can't remember.
I thought it was in well, it doesn't matter.
Maybe the teens.
That one year they did it. And,
Yeah.
the state budget was financially in the red, so.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, I think people often forget that soil and waters are solely funded by grants, and that's how we stick around. We gotta fight for what we do and fight every day.
finally, we're getting enough from the state government. We still don't have taxing authority, which we would like, so that we had a stable funding to keep our employees and our programs going. But now it's a little over 100,000 a year that the state is kicking in, so hopefully we can keep that going.
Yeah.
You never know with the next administration what's gonna happen,
Yeah.
so.
It's tough. I mean, you don't totally know if you're always gonna get paid the next year sometimes, but it's nice that we've been able to stay steady the past couple of years and trust that we'll have that funding.
No, it's looking good right now for us.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
and our staff is strong. It's probably, we get the new employee again, it'll be up to about the tops we've been for staff in the county, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody's got a job. We even get a few volunteers from Florida.
Yeah. So how do you feel about the future of conservation, and not just for soil and water, but in general, the environment in Aitkin County?
The people that are moving up here are out of the cities most of the time to retire. And most of them are doing it because they like the clean water, the fresh air, the recreation, be it hunting, be it ATVing, snowmobiling, fishing. And they want to see the environment taken care of. So, and probably way more so than back in 50s, 60s, 70s. That wasn't a priority for anybody. It's here, it'll always be here. Well, I think a lot of people have realized after living in the cities that open air spaces and clean water running past you in a river or on your lake is important. So I see a bright future. Agricultural, I think it's probably where it's gonna be. We're too far from markets. It's too expensive for the young people to get into unless it's truck gardening or small scale orchard, something like that, that they're willing to take a little lower level of living out of, but they're doing what they want to do. But as far as large scale dairy farms, beef farms and stuff, I think that's Aitkin County's not going to have that.
Yeah.
We don't have the land base for it, and we don't have we're too far from markets. So you're always going to see some agriculture here, but it just won't be big scale corn and soybeans.
Yeah, which I guess makes it even more important for the district to keep diversifying and keep helping people, be sustainable in other types of working lands, like in forestry or because if it's not just going to be agriculture, it's important that kind of the district stays involved in all kinds of activities.
And the district's gotten involved with the townships more with the culvert inventory. So that's helping because most of our townships, Salo Township that I live in has 65 voters. So that tells you how many people are living in the township, and they just don't have you can't tax them high enough to do something like a culvert inventory or anything else like that. So that's been important too.
Well, my last question, I mean, not to end the discussion, but for me, the last thing I really wanted to know, what are your favorite parts of the job and what are your least favorite parts of the job? If you have any.
Favorite part, I guess, is just working with because we've always had good supervisors and good staff. And just coming over to Aitkin, I'm on the other side of the county, so 4 miles out of Carlton County. I could have been in Carlton if the line had moved. And no, just getting over here and finding out what's happening. That's kind of one of the big reasons that I kept running again, because I just enjoyed getting over here, working with the county commissioners, working with the staff in the courthouse and NRCS staff. And 3 of our supervisors are that far out that it's just good to get into Aitkin once in a while, other than to pay your taxes when they want, because otherwise that's about the only thing a lot of people in my area see the courthouse for is to come in and pay their taxes, and they think, well, the McGrath area, the southern area where Dan Gravely is, they go to Mora, they go to Finlayson, they just don't come up here and shop or anything.
Go south rather than north.
Palm Faslin, Hill City, same thing. They go to Grand Rapids. They're what, 10 miles out of Grand Rapids or whatever it is.
Yeah, you guys
30 something to come down here. So you get together with people from the outside of your local area, your township, your school district. That's and you just find out what's going on in their areas and what the problems are. So, and then going to conventions, that's important because then you get to see what people from all over the state, what their problems are and how they're handling them.
Yeah.
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 So,
Soil and Waters do such a great job at networking with each other and working together. And it's really nice to see, like, especially for us as district staff, to be able to go to Bowser Academy to see what other staff are doing, or go to like the Area 3 meetings. That's how we build and keep growing, is leaning on each other. So it's really awesome that Soil and Waters are able to put these
you
events
work
together.
with Envirothon, right?
Yep.
Yep. There's another one where you're working with the other districts
Yep.
and trying to educate
Yep.
our young people. It's always bothered me that we could never find a teacher in our 3 school districts that would get involved with Envirothon. And
Hopefully this year we can.
it takes a special teacher and one that's interested to put the extra time in to
Yeah.
work with.
Yeah.
But Aitkin County's never been lucky enough to have that happen.
Well, that is our goal
Yeah.
for the next couple of years, is to get someone in Aitkin County to do that for us. So if you're listening, you're a teacher, let me know.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have any further questions. I don't know, Emil, do you have anything else?
That was it for me.
Frank, do you have any final words?
No, run for a commissioner, supervisor. Yeah. No, we need good people and it's a rewarding job when you do it.
And you get to hang out with us every month.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Monthly meetings, and then you get on committees so that what we've done in Aitkin County is whatever committee meets close to where your district is, that's the one you'll cover.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
works out too, so you guys don't have to always drive so far.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, 3 of us are driving. Oh, I imagine Dan is about 60-mile round trip. No, it's over 60.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, it's over
a
60.
ways.
I'm 38.
Yeah.
And I think Tom is about 38 from Hill City down here. So, yeah, Dan must be close to 50.
Yeah, it's a ways.
So if you can do a committee that's close to you or just out of the county close to you, you cover that and report back to the supervisors and staff at the next meeting. So.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you for joining us. It was nice to get to know you more, even though I know you pretty well, but share your story with our viewers and we'll keep going from there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And thank you for coming up and serving with us for
Yeah,
the summer.
Thank you for hosting me. Thank you for listening to the Aitkin County Soil and Water Conservation District podcast. For more information about Aitkin County soil and water and local conservation issues, visit our website at aitkincountyswcd.org.